everyone, Greg here and welcome to SiteEng. Today I will have a look at a civil engineer's salary in UK in 2022. I will show you how much money you can make when you're gonna start as a junior engineer, assistant engineer, and then you're gonna progress to setting out and then site engineering role. I will also cover quickly these roles so you wanna know which one is the right one for you at this point. So let's go! So let's start from junior engineer and assistant engineer position. This is also sometimes called the chairperson position, and that will be the very first start when you're going to be starting your career as a civil engineer working on site. The money in this position would be between 140 to 160 a day, and we're talking about the day here 10 working hours, so that would be 14 to 16 per hour. What I want to tell about this position, guys, don't stress too much, guys, as you are there to learn and no one is expecting from you too much. And the quicker you're gonna learn, the better for you, as this is gonna get you sooner to your dream job. And guys, in this position, sometimes you're actually gonna be working as a cubeman, doing the cubes, so not really interesting job, but you need to start from something. But sometimes you're actually gonna start doing the setting out, so you're gonna be doing the setting out engineer job and you're still gonna be paid as the assistant. And in this case, guys, that'll be the time to quickly make a move to just jump into the setting out position. I'm gonna jump now to show you what's on the market now for these positions. So guys, I have a junior engineer position here. It doesn't say how much money they pay here, but you see the position, say here, junior engineer or chain person. That's what you're gonna find here. And this is, as I said, between 14 and 16 pounds an hour. Previous experience in groundworks sector beneficial, of course, but let's be honest, once you got some experience, you're obviously gonna go straight for the setting out engineer positions. So don't really bother about what they're asking here for, as this position is actually for someone who's just starting now. And what's important here, guys, while we're here, you see this experience says nothing here about degree or something like that. So this is just for everyone really who wants to start as an engineer and then progress your career. And I got second one here, which says also about graduate engineer here, graduate structural engineer. This is different. We obviously on this channel talking about the site. What I want to tell you guys, once you got your degree really, and once you spend loads of time learning and did your degree, you see the master degree, the master degree must be educated to A-level standards. Once you got your education, you spend loads of time for it, it might be actually good for you to go and try do some structural engineering job, guys, as this is actually not available for everyone. For these roles, you need to have a degree. So once you got the degree, it's maybe good for you to start for the structural engineer job, and then actually you can always jump on site if you want to see real life engineering in construction site. Now guys, I'm gonna jump to the setting out engineer position, and in this case, you're gonna be mostly leveling the site, you're gonna be working, marking the lines and making sure everything is right on site. And this position gonna pay you between 220 to 260 pounds a day, guys. So that will be 22 to 26 per hour. You have to know how to use the lasers, the EDM and all engineering equipment, and you're gonna be also expected to know the engineering, the construction drawings and how to get the information from them and then working on site. Remember also that in this position, guys, you're gonna be expected to be most time on site. So they really expect you to be 90% of your time on site and just quickly get the information and be there on site with lads and making sure everything is happening as planned. I'm gonna jump now to show you quickly what's on the market for this position. So that's the one here, guys. I found it, setting out engineer, Madigan Jill. I think this is agency as well. So you got between 60 and 70k per annum plus package. So that's quite really good money, guys. It's not a day here, it's a PAYE. But that's only another thing, you know, this is a IR35, so the rules a little bit changed for us, guys, especially if you work as a self-employed and a limited company. It's a little bit more difficult now, and soon probably going to be most of positions going to be PAYE. So that's what you can have a look. I'm going to leave the links for this, you can look for it yourself, so I'm not going to be going through it, but that's what they expect. Report direct to senior engineer, so they're going to be senior engineer on most sites working. So if you got more questions, if the drawings are too much complicated, obviously you don't have a time to go through it, you need to be on site doing setting out, and then senior engineer going to be your support. So accurate record keeping and all this stuff, degree, setting out experience with the main contractor in this case. So I got the other one actually where we're gonna see the day rate here. So 210 to 260. That actually makes sense. Yeah, that's what happening here. I'm on the lookout for the freelance engineer for the project for 9 months. That's gonna be. They say we'll be able to provide the kit. Obviously, they have to provide the kit. Come on, guys, this money is not for the someone with the kit. You're gonna be looking mostly to this 250 to 60 a day, unless you're starting, guys, and they know if they pay this money, they cannot expect really someone experienced. So now is the time for site engineer, guys, and in this case, I would say the money gonna be between 240 to 280 pounds a day. So we're gonna be 24, 28 per hour. And as a site engineer, you're gonna be more responsible for stuff like QA. This is sometimes called QA engineer as well. contact with client, taking the information. You're gonna be, in most cases, in this role, you're gonna be probably responsible as well for the temporary works supervising. And guys, just to let you know, in this position, you're also gonna be required to know all setting out engineering stuff and be able to do setting out as well. And you need to remember that there is no clear line between the setting out engineer and the site engineer really. But let's have a look what's on the market now. So guys, I got here a site engineer. Let's have a look what they need. Responsible for setting out. So that's actually, it's a site engineer, but as I said, you're gonna be doing setting out, working with the chippies and fixers. That's, yeah, obviously. And then comprises a little bit about the projects. That'll be 220 to 240 shift. And I got the other one here, say site engineer, 35 to 55,000 a year. So they're gonna be pay a YE position and then work as the main engineer on site, travel to site and around London. So they're gonna be probably few sites. So as you can see, this is setting out here as well. But in this case, you got carry out, QA, resolve stacks and all the stuff. So there's gonna be more stuff included in your position here. And this one is actually probably covering few jobs. So I wouldn't really recommend a job like this unless you like it really. So I think guys, that's quite fair to tell you that that's gonna be money you can easily find now on the market. It's a little bit more than the last year, but I think it still should go a little bit up to get that inflation we got all around ourselves. What I can also tell you guys, the senior engineer position gonna be between 300 and 350 a day. I wouldn't go for less than that. And I'm gonna do a maybe separate video. If you want to know a little bit more about it, just leave the comment if you want to hear a little bit about the roles and responsibilities of senior engineers, section engineers, and I can do a video. And guys, one of the more important things here, you need to remember that all this stuff depends really on the size of the project or the size of the team. As sometimes you might be working, you're all going to be setting out the engineer, but in real life you're going to be actually dealing with all the stuff, taking all the information, drawings, contact with client, and that might be as well for the site engineer when you would expect you're going to be actually dealing maybe more in the office, you're going to be solving some problems, working with the client, but then you might be actually sent on site doing only setting out. So as I said, there is no clear line and this is all dependent on the job size. The bigger the job, your range of responsibility is going to be actually narrow, and then the smaller the job, you're going to be doing the more various stuff. You're going to be dealing with the QA, you're going to be dealing with the RFIs, taking information. You're going to be doing setting out as well, and you might be doing all other stuff, taking the quantities, ordering, which might be actually more interesting, but you're going to be more under pressure to dealing with all this stuff separately, but that's definitely going to make you more ready for some senior job. So guys, I think that will be all in terms of salary and payment for the engineers in the market right now in 2022 in UK. The job market is still good for us. There's plenty jobs running, there's plenty jobs starting. So this year going to be probably as crazy as the last one, and then probably we're going to see some slowdown. But that's definitely the time, guys, to start your career and going up and up. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and please hit the like button, guys, if so, and then don't forget to subscribe to the channel, as this helping to grow our community here, the best community of civil engineers here in UK. And as always, guys, if you got any questions, just leave the comments below and I'm going to reply as soon as possible. So thank you again for watching and see you next time.